Well, we've been talking about relationships in the context of personal mastery, and I have another segment that I want to offer you today, and that is, what do you do in seasons where you recognize, all right, this relationship that I'm in is not going to serve my destiny and my purpose going forward? What do I do when a relationship's time has come? And I tell you, for me, it's been one of the most difficult things in my life to have to come to that place and recognize that, you know what, it's just time for me to move on. You have to steward that moment very carefully, because you don't want to express malice or harm to someone, but sometimes you just can't take some people with you into a new season. Here's how I'll explain it to you. Life is lived on levels, experienced in stages, and established in dimensions. So if you can think of it like this, in the course of a school year, for example, there are quizzes, there are pop quizzes, there are chapter tests, but then there's, a semester grade that comes up, then there's a final exam, and then at the end of the year you graduate. So those are different phases throughout and different levels throughout. So here's my thing about relationships. What is excellent on this level, on the next level becomes mediocre at best. In other words, let's look at college ball, for example. We followed a guy years ago that played for a high school in our local area here, and he was a stud in Texas. He was all-star, all-American. I mean, he was known all over the state of Texas as one of the premier ball players of the whole time. He went to Duke University, played at Duke on a high level. He was the sixth man off the bench and did really well there. Was drafted in the NBA and probably didn't get 2 minutes of playing time on an NBA court in his whole lifetime, and just never made it. Why? Well, at high school you've got a certain standard that is the measuring stick. And at the university level, the standard is much higher because there's a greater pool that's being collected from. So what was excellent in high school is just mediocre in college. So the person has to up their game. What's excellent in the university level, in basketball, for example, man, you're lucky if it even puts a blip on the radar at the professional level. So you see, as you move in life, as you are developing your personal mastery, you're being developed into a stronger individual, a greater leader, there are benchmarks you come to when you can't take some people with you to the next level because they will pull you down. And can I tell you something? Some people, they'll tell you to your face they want you to succeed, they're for you and they're behind you. But the truth is, if you're growing and expanding in personal development, personal growth, and they're not also growing, at some point the distance between you and them becomes so great that there's going to be a breach in that relationship on some level. I'm simply saying that some relationships can't move with you from place to place. Another example of this is some relationships are toxic. Some relationships are a negative draw from you. And a relationship is intended to be something that is give and take. Give and take. In other words, I have to be a blessing and contribute to someone else's life as they also reciprocate and bless me and give into my life. If you're in a relationship where you are doing all the giving and the other person's doing all the taking, there's no reciprocation, that relationship is toxic. So it's going to keep you from becoming all God's called you to be. So what do you do when you find yourself at a place where some relationships it's time to move on? I think you have to be prayerful. I think you have to be very wise. But I think carefully and over time, you have to just begin to move away subtly, move away gracefully, and allow that person to be who they want to be, but not allow yourself to be held back from becoming all you can be. And so sometimes it's just a transition, just a time of moving on, but you have to do it. So in relationships, everything has a time and a season. Some relationships are lifetime relationships. Some relationships are seasonal. Some relationships are just for a moment. You have to know which ones those are and be able to steward them in the right kind of way. I hope it's been a blessing to you. And my name is Brian Holmes. Thanks for joining us on the video, and come back soon. God bless. Thank you.